What is up, everybody? Alright, we're going to be on the play here. It's going to be a keep a Rooney. We're going to, game trail tapped, I guess, and then we're going to Servant of the Conduit into a Bristling Hydrizzo. I don't know what we're playing against here with a white land, but it could be a similar deck to last round. We're just going to make them think that it's green-red for a while. Our only loss at game day was in fact a green-red player, a green-red energy player who ended up hitting me for like 256 damage, 256 trampler electrostatic pummeler. Yeah, I died fairly quickly to that, but you know, there's not always a lot you can do. Alright, so Bristling Hydra getting in there. Land next turn will let me do a lot of things. A lot of very, very fun, exciting things. I'm not going to block the Glory Brown Initiate if they just go for it here. My guess is they're playing an aggro deck, even though I guess they could technically be playing a control deck because they're on blue-white. Yeah, land lets me do all types of awesome things here. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a Rogue Refiner. I'm assuming that a deck with Glory Bound Initiates doesn't have any sweepers, but they could have spoilers. Yeah. That's fine. So I'm going to Bristling Hydra here. I mean, if they block with Glory Bound Initiate, they block with Glory Bound Initiate. I don't really care. I'm not going to spend any energy because I want to Whirler Virtuoso for max value, I guess. I mean, just the 3 tokens all blocking the Spell Queller seems awesome. This deck definitely has an Avacyn in it, by the way, so I got to be careful of the Avacyn. I mean, you guess you can attack with Spell Queller if you want to. It just doesn't seem that great. Glorybringer? That's so nuts. Alright. How fair is this card, by the way? Gadget Glorybringer. How fair is this card? I get to kill a Spell Queller, making a Rogue Refiner, then kill the Gideon, and also attack with a Bristling Hydra and another Servant. 'Cause you know. Card's fair. Yeah, definitely fair magic. I mean, I guess they can have Avacyn next turn, and then that, you know, and that changes the whole game, so to speak, but... Okay, so we get to draw a card, a Magma Spray. Yeah, Avacyn's still good against us, although we do have an Elder Deep Fiend, so we'll make sure to have Elder Deep Fiend available. I didn't have to trade that Servant. I definitely didn't have to trade that Servant for the token, but I felt like just getting it for more damage was fine. So if they play a 5th land and keep it up, then what we're going to do kind of changes. If they're just Gideoning, then what we're going to do doesn't change. Let's see. So plan of attack is to draw a Glorybringer. If that doesn't work, then we'll have to go to plan of attack number 2. So plan of attack number 2 is draw a Rogue Refiner and maybe something good. A Mountain? I guess that makes some sense. I'm going to get rid of this Glory Bound Initiate just because we can. I'm then just going to attack Gideon with everything. Just need to get this Gideon off the table, basically. Alright, so we got game number 1 there. That's exciting. So the question is what are we siding in against blue-white? Normally when you see a blue deck, you want to side in negates, but that's definitely not the situation here. So we're gonna have to figure it out. It's definitely a little different than your average situation. So what can we do? We can bring in Confiscation Coups, we can bring in this Council, a Sky Sovereign. We could bring in a Lifecraft Bestiary, we could bring in a Nissa. We could bring in Radiant Flames again. Radiant Flames is good against a lot of their stuff. I wonder what they're doing against us. They're probably bringing, like, Ugh, Radiant Flame's just like wiping away all their spell quellers is so sick though. I do like Deep Fiends in this matchup. The reason I do like Sky Sovereign in this matchup also. Just like as a way to kill walkers. I like Deep Fiend as a way to kill walkers and a way to get rid of Avacyn, like a way to make Avacyn not really a problem. Alright, so these are coming in for sure. You don't need as many Magma Sprays if Radiant Flames are coming in and not as many Servants, so that's probably what I'm cutting. Because if Flames are wiping up all the small stuff, then you're not usually... You know, you don't want too many removal spells. Like, what you run into sometimes you're playing the full set of Flames and the full set of Sprays, is that you run into a spot where you flamesed everything, and then you like have Sprays for their bigger threats, which obviously Sprays don't kill. The reason this deck is playing 4 Sprays is because I know there's a ton of zombies, so basically, like, most of these decks were playing 4 Harness, 3 Sprays. I added the extra Spray just to deal with zombies. Yesterday I didn't lose to zombies, so obviously it worked a little bit. I'm not saying it worked a ton, but it worked a little bit. Alright, so I could get into a nice Lumbering Falls here. Well, I can, I guess, but I'm probably going to have time anyways. Yeah. Alright, we'll just go for the Attune. Not a big deal. We'll grab a green land. And then I guess we're Servanting next turn, unless they play like the right threat, and then we draw a Magma Spray, and then I guess we're Lumbering Falls. But nope, we're just going to Servant. Yep, just Forest, Servant. What this is going to set up is next turn, we're going to have Attune plus Harness Lightning available, playing a Lumbering Falls, and then the next turn we're going to have Skyship, which is pretty much the sickest. We're not super concerned about energy count at this point. They're exerting, so we don't have any shot at it. The reason next turn having Harness Lightning, Attune available is so sick is because if they like play a Gideon, we're just not dead to Gideon. Alright, we're going to Attune. They're not going to Spell Queller this, I would imagine. Although they probably should, but they're not going to. We're going to grab a Forest. I guess we can save these falls for later now. Yeah, I'll just play falls now. There's no reason not to. I'm just gonna pass the turn. I don't want to get blown out. I don't want to even see a Spell Queller. So I'm just gonna pass the turn. I know they have Spell Queller. They can play it if they want to. If they're trying to play Gideon next turn, they probably want to just play a Spell Queller for 0 just to be able to land a Gideon. It sucks for them. Like, I'm letting them play Spell Queller into nothing if they want to. I am openly inviting them into playing a Spell Queller for nothing. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, have at it. Yeah. Whatever. Now, if they play Gideon, it's obviously kind of bad for us. We don't have enough pressure on the board to really deal with one very effectively. Draw so many good things here. Oh, that's not one of them. Alright, I mean, I'm just gonna go for Sky Sovereign here. If they Spell Queller it, then we're going to Harness Lightning on the next turn. This looks like a Spell Queller to me. Wow, so much worse than a Spell Queller. I did not play around Censor properly there. Dang it. We still have a ton of outs, right? We still have like all 3 Radiant Flames. Glory-bringers are fantastic. I mean, there's a ton of really good stuff that we got going on here. We still have Lumbering Falls and stuff. I mean, we're not dead yet. Do not count us out at this point. Although drawing lands definitely makes it harder for us. So 1, 2, 3. So we definitely want to play... Yeah, so we want to play an untapped mountain here. If they Avacyn here, it's like we're not dead, but we're kind of dead. So the indestructible trigger's on the stack. Huh. So next turn, if we kill block, it's gonna flip and kill the spell queller. Right? It's each other creature. Yeah. It's kind of a way to kill multiple things. Cool. So I think we figured out a way to make their Avacyn kill their own stuff, which is pretty decent here. Ugh, Sky Sovereign's so tilting. Alright, blue. Lumbering Falls. Get in there, Lumbering Falls. Come on, Lumbering Falls. You can lumber along. Yeah, we're just going to 1 here. Alright, so we're gonna block here. We have to draw something. Alright, Avacyn's gonna flip. We're gonna go to 1. Everything's gonna die. I guess we have to draw Harness Lightning now? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was okay. That was probably not the best plan in the world, but like I didn't really know what else to do there. Alright, maybe Magnus Ray doesn't even kill Spell Queller. It kills Glorybound Initiate. But it doesn't even really do anything to Spell Queller. Hey, do we want Manglehorns now that we know they have Sky Sovereigns? Maybe. Sometimes you can also just, like, pick off a clue. Possibly. Could also want a negate. Yeah, negate's probably better. I'll definitely take 2 negates over a Magma Spray and Elder Deep Fiend. For sure. Yeah, because negate stops Sky Sovereign and it also stops Gideon. Just like stops everything they're trying to do. Alright, let's play first here. This is basically a 5-lander Harness Lightning Bristling Hydra. I mean, I guess it's a keep, but it's like so sketchy. You definitely have better 6s than this. Alright, Botanical Sanctum coming up first. Attune with Aether into, I guess, a forest. Yeah, you definitely have better 6s than this, but I don't really... Ugh. Okay. That doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I'm just going to have to kill whatever they play next, I guess. Alright, so I got a forest, so I'll play the forest. I mean, I'm just not planning on Harness Lightning anything they're playing. Like, if they've just been playing Glorybringers, I'm not too concerned about it. And I kind of need to save Harness Lightning for when they, you know, Spell Queller my Bristling Hydra in a turn and a half. So. Okay, so have drawn a few too many lands here. I've drawn 1 land and I'm like, drawn a few too many lands here. But, you know. That's what happens. So I wonder if they're going to exert Glorybound Initiative. If they don't, I'm obviously blocking. They're exerting. That's precisely what we expected. Another Thraben Inspector. So that opens up the door for me to play Bristling Hydra, which is just everything that I've ever wanted in life and more. Ugh, I can just get censored here. That would really suck, right? Alright. I'm not succumbing to censor. I refuse to get censored. This is a refusal to get censored right here. That's what this is. This is me being smarter than I look and refusing to get censored. Alright, I'm not trading a stupid Thraben Inspector for a Rogue Refiner. That's dumb. Alright, don't do it, Sam. Rogue Refiner has way more uses than just dying to a Thraben Inspector. So it's going to be interesting if they don't play a land here, but they're probably just going to, I would imagine. Alright, let's see what they do. Obviously not attacking, they're probably just passing the turn. Alright, on end step, I am going to make 2 guys. Because we don't, yeah, Harness Lightning for Avacyn is going to be fine, so I'm not worried about that. Alright, I assume... Yeah, Aether Hub's fine. So I kind of want to attack with the Thopters first. The Thopters and the Warlord Virtuoso. I don't need to attack with the Rogue Refiner again. It can block Lorebound Initiate, but I kind of want to attack with all these things just to bait out a Spell Queller. Because I know my Bristling Hydra is going to get Spell Quellered. I just feel it in my bones. But if they Spell Queller and they untap and they don't draw land, then I can just Harness Lightning it, play a Servant, and a Chandler. But I'm still not happy with Avacyn at that point. I mean, I guess I just have to do it. I can't get censored, so I just have to throw out Bristling Hydra. I could not play it again, but I know it's getting Spell Queller. At least I have the Harness Lightning for the Spell Queller. And I have it on their turn, so I can, like, surprise block a Glorbound Initiate or whatever. Alright, so that's good for me. They're just sacking Clue. Maybe they're just trying to get to 4 for Gideon. Cycling a Censor. So they did have Censor the whole time, so I'm happy I played around it. Again, I don't think they have, like... I don't think they went, like, super Fumigate-y on us. Like, maybe they're going with, like, their Fumigate strategy against... That might be a strategy they try to deploy out of the sideboard against other decks, but I'm not sure I'm not sure they're deploying it against our deck. Radiant Flames is sick. But he's just going to sack everything to Selfless Spirit, and then it's not going to be sick. Alright, we're going to play a Mountain. Guess we attack with 2 Thopters. Yeah, we don't want to attack with Bristling Hydra, because then he's going to sack. We can kind of wipe his board that way, actually, if we do it well. I'm not too unhappy about this. He's just blocking there, yeah. I'm going to make a Thopter. See what happens here. Okay, so I'm going to kill this for 1. Again, I'm not afraid of Archangel because I'm only at 3 lands. So I'm just trying to kill him here. This is fine. I could play a Servant, but I kind of want to have Radiant Flames available. Like, do I just make the concession that Radiant Flames is not good here, or what do I do? I guess no matter what, I can play a Chandler Initiate. No matter what the situation is, I can definitely play a Chandler Initiate. Because this is going to get out of Radiant Flames range. I don't really need yeah, you know what, I'm not going to need a Flames, like whatever, it's just a bad card in my hand. I guess that's why you play Sweltering Suns over it, but just not convinced that our red land count is high enough for that. I mean, we're just on the hoping that we get in with Thopter's plan at this point. Our opponent is a bit mana screwed. I'm not going to deny that, especially if they're on either the Fumigate or just the, you know, or just the straight Archangel plan. At this point, Gideon's not even good enough because we have 6 mana, so we can make 2 more Thopters, and we can kill a Gideon that's on 5, even if it, you know, even if it ticks up from 4. So we're pretty good on that front. They're not going to concede here. That's just way too early to concede, but they could concede next turn theoretically. We could have them on the back foot. Yeah, when you're cycling cast out, things have gone bad. Or you're just playing Drakehaven. Alright, we got there. So, nice little 2-0 on to match 3. See you there. Thank you so much for watching.